I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy, I need some silence. Please, you're all too loud, you don't speak quietly. Opinions violently thrown across every surface, it makes me nervous. Is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I started to do. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of bluff, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I started to go. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through.
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode. My name is TradeFly, bringing some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. Hope everyone is having a wonderful holiday. Bitcoin hovering around $88,000. Not a big move, all right? We've kind of been away for a few days, and it's pretty much same out there. Nothing too crazy to write home about. We are consolidating. We are in a range, but don't you worry. There is money to be made, and there was money that was made. I hope you were paying attention to the X and you're over in the Discord, because I dropped a setup for you guys. It's one of those high confidence plays that I had some conviction behind. I put it out there for the world to see, and we got ourselves a nice little 12% banger. See it? Man, I hope y'all are doing well. Let's go over to the chat. Let's say what's up to the homies here. Let me drag the chat on over here. Pop it out. Pop, lock, and drop it. Anybody? All right, here we go. Scrolling through the chat, we got Alexandra G, the best mod in all the space. What up to you, lady? Thank you for being here. Much love to you. We got DDT in the house. He said he's lurking and packing. Thanks for stopping by, bro. I appreciate you. We got Mikey. He said, what up, crew? What up, fam? How you doing, man? Thank you for being here. Much, much love. And, of course, my dude, HRJ Trading. What up, bro? Good to see you, man. Much love to you, man. He is definitely over in the Discord. Go check him out. He also has his own YouTube, his own Discord. Please go support him. I'm not heisting him off for myself. I'd like to see him grow. That's what it's all about here, man. Community, we're growing. We're doing big things. I like it. I like it, man. I want to see him spread his wings and fly, baby. All right, that being said, let's go ahead and get over to our first little bit of news. And we got to bring our man out. We haven't seen him in a while. We got Mr. Elmer Fudd. Elmer Fudd has returned, and there is an 80% chance the Federal Reserve does not, I repeat, does not lower interest rates in January, according to Polymarket. Polymarket is it's pretty decent a lot of times, man. You'll see that they usually have their pulse on things because it is a betting, right? It's in their interest to be as accurate as they can be. That being said, what do you guys think the impact of this will be? Do you think it's going to move the markets? You know what? Let's do this. We will set up a little poll after. We're going to have to do it afterwards because we got the daily degen spinning right now. We got 12 votes on that. Get those votes in. Let us know if you want to go long or short during the show today. But get those in. And then afterwards, we'll put this vote up and see what you guys think. Do you think they will lower interest rates? And what do you think the impacts are going to be? Love to see that in the chat. Let me know what you guys think the impacts will be. I mean, if they're pricing it in, right? If they got an idea it's coming, then it's probably going to be priced in. But here nor there is a very key level to the downside that we will be keeping an eye on because there's something I'm seeing that's very interesting on the books down at about, I think it's about 82,000. So would be nice to kind of come down there and get a nice little opportunity on some cheaper Bitcoin. All right, let's go over to the chat, man. I see my homie Alex O Crypto in the house. What up to you, man? Good to see you, bro. Much love to you. Thank you for being in the chat. All love. I see the otters are already flowing, no doubt about it. My dude. I hope everybody's I hope the fam is having a good holiday, man. I know you spoiled my man Big O. There ain't no doubt about it. I'm telling you, he's gonna be cranking those golf balls here soon. We got Nate. Is it Nathan or Nathan Lee? Nathan Lee. Man, that's tough. What do you go by? I'm just gonna call you Nate. Is that cool? Can I call you Nate? You got any problem with that? Let me know in the chat. We got Jesse in the chat. Good afternoon, friends. Hope everyone is having a safe and blessed holiday. Thank you very much, Jesse. Much appreciated. Alex, you know, it's all love, brother. It's all love. All right, let's go over to the crypto bubbles. We'll take a quick look at those. We got a little mix here. You got some moving to the upside, some moving to the downside, but nothing too crazy. No one is really getting beat up. You got CC up 6.2%. That's, that's probably the big mover, the top 100 right now. It's pretty chill. It's not super volatile out there. Seeing kind of a mix. Some positive, some negative. So nothing too crazy. Nothing really diverging from the market. Nothing piques my interest right now. Let's go over to the total market cap. That is sitting at 2.98 trillion. Still under that all-important 3 trillion mark. Fear and greed index is at 29. That is fear. Altcoin season. Yep, still getting beat up. All right, Bitcoin, 88,000. That is up 0.74% over the last 24 hours. Ethereum at 29.66, that is up 1.22%, and Bitcoin dominance at 59%. That is actually, I think, down from the last time we talked. And what else do we have here? I think that's about it. We'll scroll down. We'll look at some of the top 10. BNB sent at 858, XRP at 187. Man, XRP, maybe we should, if I got time, I'm gonna look at that chart. Solana, we did get a bounce out of that 121. We were talking about that in the Discord. I was like, hey man, it's its happy place. It could come down for a second, and if it gets bought right back up, man, that might be an opportunity for you to take a quick little trade to the upside there. 124 for Solana, hanging on, staying above that huge area of support that we know is right around 121. All right, Tron, don't care about that. Doge at 12 cents right now. That is down 4.48% over the last 7 days. Doge, not looking all that great. Getting a little bit beat up. Cardano, also at 35 cents. Not ideal either. Not ideal. All right, let's go over to the segment that I think you guys love most. That is going to be the Daily Degen. And here we go. Over to 2Bit. Here's my little shield session. TradeFly, save 20, TF save 20. There you go. Save 20% on both your spot and futures. All right, so there's the pitch for that. Shield, we are done with, but we are at 2Bit right now. Now, I guess, one thing about 2Bit, man, they did make me happy. They did make me happy. All right, so something that I recommended to them, because, you know, other exchanges will say, you know, I was using them, and one of the things I really loved was this take profit stop loss little toggle right here. All right, so when you get into a trade, it automatically populates. So I could just be like, you know what, I'm gonna drag my stop loss up here, set it, forget it, not stop loss, but take profit, and then take my stop loss and drag it down here, set it, forget it, all Gucci. And I think it even has a reversal in there. Yeah, so that's quite nice. I like that a lot. I'm very glad that they added that. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for taking in the input. That is super cool of you guys. All right, let's keep it on task here. Keep it on task. I am going to trade on SPX. Now, that was something from the Discord that me and Harp were looking at. It's not a huge capital play, pretty low capital, but something that we took a little flyer on. We got down to a pretty key level. And if I was thinking, over the last time that we had that conversation, I was like, I think we might see a little bit of upside here. So I was comfortable getting in a position on SPX, but that was a flyer, not something I was super confident in. That's why I didn't release it to the public, right? Let's see here. Let's go over to our demo trading. All right. This is what I recommend you guys do. If you guys are just tooting around trying to learn, sorry for blinding you. Good Lord. Over to there we go. All right. We can have a little bit more fun here. All right. So this is going to be the Daily Degen. I give you guys the opportunity to vote whether we go long or short. It's fake money. All right. Full transparency. I'm throwing around some fake dollar bills because I want to try to keep my P&L separated from the Daily Degen. But here we are. We are 20x leverage. Let's have some fun. Let's throw a G on that thing. No, this is not how I trade. I'm not crazy like that. You know, what do I care? Nah, we'll keep it at a G. We'll keep it at a G. All good. So it looks like right now you guys are 62% doom. All right. I don't think there's any coming back from that. 13 votes. Let's go ahead and let's short this thing. All right. Open 20x. Yep. Cool G on there. Again, it don't really matter. Boom. All right. It's in there. It's in there. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? I found something. They didn't bring that line, the take profit and the stop loss. They didn't bring it over to the demo trading account. I'll let them know. I'll let the rep know. Make sure that we get that over there. All right, so we are short on Bitcoin. All right, again, this is not how I trade. This is just a little bit of community engagement, having a little bit of fun here. But let's go ahead and let's put some stop losses in there. Let's see, that's 89. That'll be fine for now. And actually, you know what? Let's do it here. I had it down here because I already entered it up there. Here we go. Take profit. Let's just do 87. I'm going to move this around. 89. Cool. Go ahead and put those in, and then we'll just move them around. All right, now let's actually look at the chart, right? I don't really do much TA on it, but I do try to at least be somewhat realistic. Let's see here. Let's put that below, at least the swing low there. And then we'll put this up at the high. Candle closes at least. There you go. Cool. All right, so that's all been updated, and we'll just let that thing run. We will let that thing run. Actually, thinking about it, we're on a short, right? So actually I want to put that above the wick here and put this one. Let's move this one up just a little bit. There you go. Cool. Having a little fun. Guys better not blow my demo trading account. All right, let's go ahead and get over to the economic counter. I did that FOMC minutes today. Let's see, Monday, you got the ISM manufacturing PMI, JOLTS job openings on the 7th. All right, 9th. That's the day you should pay attention to. You got building permits, housing starts, cool, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, and Michigan consumer sentiment. All right, so Friday, that'll be one that'll probably shake things up a little bit. So pay attention. I'm not going to break it down. If you guys want to get the alpha on that, go tune into Piper Academy in the morning. He'll give you all the alpha on all that economic craziness. For me, as a trader, sometimes I'll just avoid it or know that there's going to be a little bit of volatility potentially involved with. Because every time I try to figure this out, I got to be honest with you, I don't figure it out the correct way, right? You get the news and you're like, oh man, that's definitely got to drive the market in a certain direction. You know what it does? It goes the opposite direction. Happens every time. All right, so let's take a look at the liquidity or the liquidation heat map. Let me fix this up real quick. And bada bing, bada boom, there you go. All right, so you do have some liquidity sitting down at about 86,450. When I'm saying liquidity here, we're talking about stop losses, leverage positions that are going to get liquidated. 86,450 on the 3-day, and then it heats back up at about 90,450. Now, this is more prominent when you zoom out. Let's zoom out a little bit. We'll look at the 1 month, and you'll see that 90K, yeah, she hot. She hot, all right? This one's just looking at the swing low here. But she hot right here. All right. So that what? Damn. You can barely see it. It's behind me now. Anyways, I guess you'll have to take my word for it. Starts at about 90,400 and really gets hot at about 90,700. All right. So we'll move that over. We'll take it over to the map here. We already got it marked on the charts here. That is what this green indicates right here to the right. So when you see the green on the right-hand side, that green is me marking the liquidation heat map, right? Just putting those hot spots on there. So we already had a play, all right? We had a nice little banger of a play here. That was on Sunday, the 28th. I actually, very few times, one, I put it out to the public. I put it out on X. I put it out on the Discords. And I put a limit order in, okay? So not only did I have the confidence in this playing out, like I don't traditionally put limit orders in, all right? So just understand that. I like to watch the reaction, to these levels before I take a position. But let's run this back, right? So we had at the time, the previous week pivot. I think that's updated. Given the weekend, I may have to update these. Let me check right here. Let me do a quick checksy-do. There's your weekly, cool. There's your weekly, and there's your previous. So now it is like the previous. All Gucci. Here nor there. So we got the previous week. But you can see right here, there's a horizontal level that's very, very clear, right? You had a clear rejection there, swing failure pattern, rejection, and then our most current play. Why was I looking at that? Well, at the time, the liquidity was a little bit lower, all right? It was building up in this area. You had the value area high. You had the 50 SMA. Let me give you another little trick, all right? Little chart trick here. So if you want the 50 SMA, all right, that from the daily on your 4-hour chart, go into, let me find it here. Oh, so on this one, I'm using the moving average shift. This is ChartPrime. It's a free indicator from ChartPrime. That's what colors the candles. That's what this is from right here. But it's the 50 SMA, okay? But how do you get it to display right on the 4-hour chart? You set 300. There you go. So for your length, for the SMA, set 300. That will translate into the 50 SMA from the daily, okay? Just so you know how it carries over. A quick way to carry it into the chart. That's how I use it. But it's pretty fire, right? There's a couple things that I like about this indicator itself because it helps you kind of identifying trends on like a macro level, which is kind of nice. And then when you get down into your more refined technical analysis. One, you'll have the trend, and then you'll have the 50 SMA, which I think in terms of like the way I trade stylistically between intraday and more like swing trades, the 50 SMA makes a lot of sense for me. Obviously the 200 SMA, that's kind of daddy, but 50 SMA, comes into play more so for me than most of the other moving averages. So that's something you just kind of figure out about yourself over time. Now, this area, one, high volume node, you got liquidity, you got the 50 SMA, you got the previous week pivot, right? But a clear horizontal sitting up there. This could play out again. Crazy to think about that this could play out again. We come down to the point of control. We found support off the point of control. All Gucci. You see CVD kind of working its way up, slow grind to the upside here. Even though we've consolidated, you do see the CVD starting to trend ever so slightly to the upside. A little bit of volume in there. Nothing too crazy to write home about, but mostly neutral. But if it does come up here to this area at about 90K, and you start seeing a rejection, right? You start seeing these wicks, look something like this, look something like that. And then you go down to like the 15, the 30 minute, and you see that selling pressure coming in, getting back down into the range. There's a good probability you could see this play out again. Now, I've left ourselves kind of a little space here, right? Nice little 2-to-1. I put it back up just above the value area high, so it gives you a little bit of breathing room there. But I would let that play out first, right? So you'd see a wick come up, and then you would see it reestablish down below the weekly pivot. All right, I'm not going to keep saying previous week, whatever. The weekly pivot. All right, so you'll get below probably about 90,100, 90,000. And then that's when you're interested. So wick comes up, takes liquidity, and you'll see, right? You'll see a wick that kind of looks like this. This is kind of the one that I would pay more attention to, something like that. And that, I think, would open up the door to, once you get that candle closed below, again, you got to go to some lower time frames. I think that would really open up the door for you for a short back down to this level at, I'd say, where the volume starts picking up, right? Just being conservative here, because you are ever so slightly starting to see kind of a trend, lower correction, higher lows. All right. So I don't want to fight that. All right. And you have a high volume area node. And so I'm thinking somewhere around 88.2, 88.250 in that range makes for, a nice little opportunity. Again, just protect yourself. This is going to be based on the wick. All right. So you'll adjust it based on the wick. Okay. So it could be 5-to-1, could be 2-to-1. But the stop loss, when I say this, the stop loss will be based on the wick. But this is like our going in rate. Like, how do we say that like we might be interested in this trade? Well, you got to map it out first, right? So if you guys are 9 to 5, you're working crazy hours like I do overnight, and then come in and think you're going to be a content creator, an influencer. Yes, I don't sleep much, and I have kids. Insanity. But how do I get ahead of the charts? Well, it's like this. This is how I get ahead of the charts, right? So I'm looking, I got a lot of confluence in this area. I got liquidity. I want that off the table. And then, I might be interested in taking a trade. Problem is for me is being around the computer. Am I confident enough to put a limit order on this one again? No, I don't think I am, because you're getting to your subsequent retest 4 times. Like at some point, like it feels like a tree. All right, like you keep chopping that tree down. You guys will hear me use this analogy a lot. You keep chopping at that tree, that thing might be bound to fall, right? So, am I super confident? No, but if I start seeing if I am by the computer and I start seeing this wick and I start seeing that selling pressure come in, and then I go over to Market Monkey Terminal and I see some sell side pressure and I still see a divergence with the CVD, and then I see open interest kind of horizontal or maybe ever so slightly working its way up. One of the biggest things, though, I want to look for is the divergence here with the CVD. All right, so if I see this continue to go to the downside while price action goes up, that's going to be a pretty good giveaway for me that, okay, yeah, this might be something we want to take. The other thing you'll be looking for here is like, hey, do I have any sell side pressure? Do I see any orders on the books here that actually stay on the books? But that will bring me to another area. Okay, so that's that. That's one trade that I'll be looking for here in the near term. But that brings me to another area. Let me just show you, not here, but here. Now, this is something I just kind of took note of this morning, and I would say mark it on your charts. I want to be very clear. Hear me clearly. I am not saying price action or price will go down to 82,000. That being said, I would look for a reversal out of that area. This is kind of in this case, why is my interest perked? Right? This is how heavy hands will get in. Now, I'm not saying this is institutional investment. It's only 1,000 Bitcoin. All right. But, I will say bigger hands, they will have this tiered approach. All right. And this is staying on the books. It's not something that's going on and off the books, right? Not like these little blocks here. Sometimes those are just, them spoofing and the market maker playing its games. But if it does go down here, I'm going to be interested because you start seeing that buying pressure coming in. You see that CVD start working its way up. You see that open interest start working its way up. There could be an argument for a reversal out of that area, 52K or 82K. So let's look at 82K. Let's go to the charts. What do we have down here? What do we have? Well, let me tell you. We have liquidity. Now, this is what's close to the area. But really, you can make an extension of this liquidity all the way down here. As price is going up, if it doesn't reach back down in, like right here, this takes the liquidity from there to there. This takes the liquidity from here to there. And then it's worked up again. So there's more liquidity, right? But really, from here, pretty much all the way up, probably to about here, like we were looking at it on this scale, you kind of bring it down to about here. And then you're like, ooh, well, that's probably a good bit of liquidity down here. You also have the median of the channel. Okay, so if you guys have watched me for any amount of time, one of the things I like to look at is this channel from 2021. 2021, this goes all the way back to the highs of 2021, and it also goes to the swing low, right? All-time high, swing low. All-time high, swing low. All right, let's make a channel. Does it mean anything? I can't say it means anything, but damn if it ain't played out, right? Got a big rejection off the channel, came back, held on tight above it, came all the way back down to the median of the channel. What did it do? Bounce-a-roo. All right, now that was in correlation with the 50 SMA. Got it. And I think that was the 50 on the weekly. Don't hold me to that one. But anyways, I know the 50 SMA was down there. But off and away it went. What are we doing? We are coming all the way back down to the median of the channel again. So like there's an argument. There's an argument that if we go down there, you could see a bounce out of that zone again. No doubt about it. So let's look at this again. Again, we know we have liquidity down there. You also have the yearly pivot. So seeing, a move to the downside before you see that move back to the upside, right? Come get the liquidity. That makes everyone happy except for us as retail, as those that invest. That makes us very sad, but it gives big money the opportunity to buy down here and then ride that thing up. Now, where do they ride it up to? For us, I would say, I'm probably not comfortable taking it past 84. I think a nice little trade out of this area, this zone, clearing this liquidity out right around 82, right? We know there's orders on the books right at about 82. So 82 to 84 would make a lot of sense for me. So let's put it at about 82. I think it went down to about 81.5, but let's do that. Let's take it, we're going to take it to the low of this one here. Bring it on up. Bring it on up. What gets you a 2-to-1? Right about there. So this one would be tricky if it does go through, right? Like, again, don't just put a limit order because I'm saying, hey, it could bounce out of that zone, right? You want to see that happen, all right? And again, your sanity check, come on over to something like Market Monkey Terminal, go to one of these order books, and make sure that, hey, this is still on the table and you're seeing CBD start to work its way up. There's some sanity checks. It's not just, hey, I'm just going to throw this limit order out there and then go blind long. But, that could be an opportunity. And this one, This one could run a little bit. You know, there's a potential there. For me personally, I take base hits. That's my deal. But you could always, if you think it's going to run, if you're feeling good about it, if you're feeling froggy, right? Like there's things you can do, right? Like if it works its way back up to 84,000, you can always just take that stop loss, move it to entry, and play on house money if you think it's going to run. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to run your game, but for me personally, I'd be out. Again, I take the base hits, and then once we reestablish the zone, or back into this range here, then you're looking for the retest. All right, so come in, retest, and continuation back up, POC. So like you can just keep taking base hits, and I think that's a little bit, I don't know, in my mind, a little bit higher probability, keeps you from round tripping, because I'd say the general outlook right now, if you're a 4-year cycle person, you're probably looking for some potential downside in 2026 based on the 4-year cycle, if you believe in that, right? So hopium here, right? We've been in this channel for, it feels like months at this point, and I think it has been October. All right, we've been riding this channel. Lower highs, lower lows, very, very clear. We're finally starting to consolidate, and Bitcoin will do this. You'll get into these big periods of consolidation, and then, you know, all right, Bollinger Bands tighten, it starts to tighten, and then you get that pop, right? Are we going to break out to the top, or are we going to break out to the bottom? Who knows? And do we need to really care? I mean, if you're in a position now, yeah, you got to care. For me, it doesn't really matter that much. You know, I'll find these little trades in the meantime, right? But then if I get over the monthly pivot at about 94K and I get that breakout retest at 94K, then yeah, you know, why not? Why not take a little long up to this key level at about 98? All right, about 98 to 100. Again, that's where I think that kind of next big pocket of resistance is going to be at the top of the channel. You got a nice horizontal level, and that's really the area that, hey, we lost when we started to develop into this range that we're currently in right now. So keep an eye on that, right? That's the horizontals will definitely talk to you, right? This will tell you where there's willing buyers and sellers just by looking at the price action around those levels. And then, of course, you know, there is going to be a bit of liquidity up here, but, you know, that's base hits, just base hits. Base hits on the way up. Cool. We break that zone. And now you're going to be hearing people sing a whole different story if you get over 98 to 100K. The whole narrative is going to change. Right now, everybody's in the buckets. In the buckets? I don't know. They're down. Everybody's crying about price action right now. Whatever. There's opportunities out there, man. And, you know, I'd say the fun is back on if we do get over 100K psychological area. Just getting... You're basically, you'll have a change of character too on the daily as well, right? So that'll be a totally different look, and that will make us feel a lot more bullish. But the hoping right now is we're going horizontal. We're breaking out of this trend. We're breaking out of this trend in terms of, you know, just this channel that's working its way down. You know, now are we going to make that move? And you come down to the CVD here. I mean, you can see that that's working its way up, even though we're going horizontal with the price action. So we shall see. So that's a few setups for you on Bitcoin. Let's go to the chat real quick. Let's go to the chat. My man, usernames in the chat with the ladders. My dude, I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. Andrew Cameron, GM, dude. Good to see you. Hart, my man. Oh, here we go. Al Jr. Man. Al, I need to just bring you on so you can just read this. He's always lit in the chat, though. He's always... LFG. Dump it. All right. Let's see. Oh, my dude, Bits of Wealth. What up, man? Hope all was well with you, man. Good to see you in the chat. Sorry it took me a minute to see you, but thanks for being here, bro. Good to see you. He's good. We're gonna get him on the show. Definitely gonna get him on the show. He aligns with me very closely in terms of kind of looking for liquidity and looking for the structure. There's a lot of similarities in our TA, but definitely want to get him on. That would be super, super cool. So you guys can get a little alpha. But yeah, check him out. He's on X, man. My man just broke 10K too, so congratulations. Happy for you. Crypto Squid in the house. What up, bro? Love this price action for scalpers. There you go. He's got that Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band strategy. All right. So that is Bitcoin. Over to USDT dominance. You do have a pretty clear horizontal level of resistance. That is about 6.5 Also the 0.786 right now of the current move. You are right in a high volume node right now, but you do have the 50 SMA working its way up. Is it important? Maybe, but right now it is following it. There's very clearly it's following its higher lows. I won't say higher highs anymore. Kind of getting a squeeze here. Ascending level of support, horizontal level of resistance. Now you guys know it's actually bullish. It's actually and think of it inversely. What's bullish for USDT dominance is bearish for Bitcoin. Just understand that. So, but the probabilities statistically more likely to break to the upside than the downside. Just keep that in your back pocket. The way I like to incorporate this is that when I'm looking at these key levels, right? Let's say we have this horizontal level. We can see that it's rejected out of that area multiple times already. If I were to take a trade, say I take a, let's see, if this is going up, we're going down. So let's say I took a short. Say I took a short, right? Say we get a little move here. Say I take this short. Let's say I take this one, right? And price starts working its way back down. If USDT dominance is working its way back up to this horizontal, the 0.786 here at about 6.5, you know, that's, if you have confluence between that and this area at about 88.2, I mean, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me that like that just adds to the confluence of saying, hey, let's go ahead and close this thing. Let's close this thing, right? Why take the risk when you have confluence between two charts? Let's see what the total market cap is doing. And it's just, man, 3 trillion has just been a tough road. But I am waiting, man. If we flip this 50 SMA for total market cap, we get over 3 trillion. I think a nice press up to 3.18, where you've seen these horizontal levels with both resistance and support. Looks familiar, does it not? But you know, that again, if you're in a long position, right? Because this parallels, if you're in a long position, then you're starting to think about, where am I going to exit? All right. So if you break the 50 SMA and you get over this horizontal level right here at about 3 trillion, that's bullish, right? And I think it could be a nice little move back up, right? Now I do see some volume kicking in here, and then it kind of, there's a gap, and then it picks back up at about 3.2. So I do think if you get over for a total market cap, you might see something like that. But again, this is where you start thinking about your long positions if you're in them, right? So influence between charts always kind of helps you. Not saying like you have to live by it, but it's been helpful for me. CBD kind of same trend as Bitcoin there. Looks like it's working its way up. All right. What do we got in here? See, username, dude. I gotta tell you something, man. So I read one of your comments, and funny enough, FJ was helping me out with shorts, and so he was just pulling it from the content. And I read one of your comments, but the algorithm had picked it up as like one of the more interesting parts of the show. And so it was talking about like you like buying someone's house. I was like, I can't use that, man. Like that was just me reading the chat. Like it was just a joke. So username, oh gosh, here we go. Who do we got? Who is this? Who is this? Chase Hughes. Is that Chase Hughes? Welcome to the club, man. Thanks for subscribing. Sorry, that thing is like so teeny tiny. Appreciate it. Let's see what he said. Last week, TradeFly and I had a bar drinking. There I learned TradeFly is a hustler in the arm wrestling world. Once he turns his cap backwards, TradeFly going to go over the top. Got nothing on me though. The hat is backwards, my man. The hat is backwards. Let's go. All right, but I will. I have challenged James Wynn to a fight, a duel, we'll say. So he hasn't responded. He challenged Tom. Tom didn't respond, I don't think. And I was like, I will take that fight. I will rep the people. Tommy can be in the corner. Let's do this. I will. I'll take that. I'm not gonna talk smack though. I don't want to talk smack. That's bad juju. But Mr. Wynn, if you're listening, no hate, sir. But I represent the people. My name is Dan Heaney, TradeFly, and I'd be willing to punch you in the mouth. Just saying. All right. So, Squid, he said, I'll be the hype man. My dude. Let's go. Gotta check on the daily DJing. Is that updated? Looks like it's lagging there. Let's refresh it. Oh my god, blinding again. No, it was right. Oh, hold on. No, it wasn't right. You guys are up $15 right now. There you go. Look at you. You big ballers. Again, this is play money. It's play money. Keeping it real. So if you guys are new here, you guys just checking out for the first time, I do a segment called the Daily DJ, and I let you guys vote whether we go long or short. We don't even really do any TA on it. We just full send it. So you guys are short right now. Of course, you guys are changing your votes though. You're now 55% moon. So you guys, you're fighting the crowd here. Unfortunately, well, I'll say fortunately, when we took it, you guys are now in the positive right now. So we got our stop loss and our take profit already set here. We try to, we try to be somewhat realistic. Let's go ahead and move that stop loss down just above the wick here. And we'll tighten that thing up here. Make it a little bit more realistic. Maybe. So we're moving in the right direction. What do you guys want to do? You want to just throw this thing, move it to entry? Lock it in? Let's do that. That's the conservative thing to do. We'll just move it to entry. You guys shouldn't lose that way. Let me go to the 5 minute. Just make sure that we got it. Yeah. There you go. You guys are locked in. You're playing on house money. It's all Play-Doh anyways, or Monopoly money, but you're playing on house money. All right. Let's go back to the charts here. I'll be the ring girl. All right, man, you're hired. That'd be hilarious. ETH. Hey, man, still riding that trend. Nice little trend line working its way up. I don't know. You're starting to see something similar on a lot of these, right? You know, again, this is obviously my little makeshift CBD here, but you know, overall trending to the upside. Even though Bitcoin was more horizontal, CBD was still working its way up, and same for Ethereum, just not as horizontal, right? It's I mean, it's getting a little push to the upside here. You might get a little pop. If you keep riding this trend line and you can get over this volume and you can get over the 50 SMA, yeah. We might be onto something. Let's zoom out just a little bit here. Yeah, coming back up to, about 34. I wouldn't be against that. I feel like I'm missing some of my charting. I'm missing. It has disappeared. It's all right. Just kind of looking a little bit, just seeing where we got clear horizontal levels, thinking about liquidity. Yeah, I like this area though, right around 34 to 35. I remember that was a key level for me before though, 34 to 35. But this is, look at this right here. That's a really clear horizontal right there where the 0.5 is at about 36.6, 3,600. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a play on ETH. If we keep following this trend, we break the 50 SMA, get outside of this volume, get on top of it. Yeah, man. I could see a little move up. go tap about 3,400. What's that look like? Is that worth my time? 34. Keep this below the trend line. Yeah, you can get a 2-to-1. Now this one's gonna have a little drawdown, so this would be super low leverage or even spot if I were to look at this one. So a couple things to think about here. Because I'm kind of a liquidity driven beast, one element of my entry criteria is gone. All right, so what does that mean, right? Am I still willing to trade? Yeah, man, like I'm not totally fixated like on it's got to be a swing failure pattern. It's got to, be a liquidity grab or sweep the highs or sweep the lows. Like I don't have to do that. I prefer that. But like I can take a continuation trade also. Like, so if you're looking for a nice little breakout retest, come down and retest the high of this range and you see that buying pressure coming in, yeah, man, I'm game. I'm game for a 10 to 11% gainer on spot, or maybe 2x. You do 2x on that, you're looking at 20%. Sign me up. Just understand the downside, right? The potential for the downside. But I think it's, if you stay below the current trend line, right? You got some support very clearly pushing up. It might be worth a flyer. I wouldn't say I'd go like big capital on this. I'd probably keep it down, for me, below $1,000. It's kind of, anywhere, yeah, below 1,000. And then you're looking at what? Risking 100 for 200? Not bad. Zoom out a little bit though. Yeah, when you zoom out, that volume becomes just bouncing around on us. Okay, because it started incorporating this range right here. Got it. But yeah, I think that could be an opportunity. Keep your eye on that for Ethereum. Again, 28 to 2,900. That's kind of like my macro call that I've been looking at for a long time. Looks like we are finding support there. That's good. And you want to stay above that 28 to 2,900 area. That's right now. That'll be good. That'll be good for Ethereum if you stay above. Really, I guess we'll nail it a little bit closer down to about 2,800. But looking good. Where did I pull that from? Just a horizontal. Again, if you guys are new, something that I've been screaming about for freaking months. Was this horizontal level? Yeah, all my boxes are gone. What happened? I had a lot more stuff charted on these. Let's update this. All good. All Gucci. We can do it again. So I was screaming about this. I was like, hey, this is one of the clearest horizontals in all of crypto. It's not perfect, but 28 to 2,900. If you look at it on the daily, you can see the groupings of price action, right? Yeah, remember I had the boxes on there too. I don't know what happened. Groupings of price action. So that's what I was paying attention to. Kind of same thing here. That kind of teetered around it, but then you had that big breakdown. Remember I talked about that as well? So when you have a level that's pretty instrumental and then you get a big, move through it, impulsive move through, usually a pretty good sign that level is key, right? So as you worked all the way back up, reject it, not surprised. And then finally moved up, it was support, and then fell back through. So it just keeps teetering around that area. 28 to 2,900 is a place for Ethereum that you just really should keep an eye on. I think as long as we're above that, Gucci for Ethereum. So mark it on the charts. It's not over. It's not over. Like it's still a key level. All right. We'll take a quick look at strategy. Lost a pretty key level right there. You are at a high volume area though. Kind of going back left, you see the range here. Dude, everything is gone. Because I remember I had a fixed range volume profile on this. What happened? Oh yeah, so you're at the POC of the previous range, right? You did try to get a bounce out of there. Now you're coming back down to retest, but you definitely have some volume there, and you have the value area high, just very closely intertwined, really. So, man, once it lost the 50 there, poof. Let's see. I know there's range demand down here, and you're probably like, "Ooh, look at that!" But I don't. I mean, if you lose about probably about $100, yeah, you're going down to 80. But I wouldn't really bank on that. You still got the value area low of this previous range, and you can just see where the volume is, right? So there's an opportunity to get a bounce out of there. Now, is this something that I'm really looking at buying? Not really. I only cover it because it's the world, right? Like, people that are interested in crypto are interested in strategy. Look at the CVD though. Look at the different story that this one's saying right now. This one is clearly pointing to the downside, right? And that's diverged, right? Something that has kind of a loose parallel with Bitcoin. I'll show you the difference here. Right? That looks distinctly different. But all right, let's see here. Let's look at coin real quick. I mean, it looks like it's trying to still kind of hold a channel, even though it's lost the 50 there, but it still looks like it's trying to hold a channel to the upside right now. I don't think all is lost for coin. Let's do a fib. Breaking through the golden pocket right now. There's less volume down here at the 0.786 though. Let's do a macro. Let's take it from absolute low to high. So you're at the 0.5. You got golden pocket down here at about 190. Psychological area of 200. All right, let's look at the price action from a horizontal perspective. Anything kind of line up there. Yeah, I could see that a little bit, but yeah, I mean, like if you're taking like from the low to the high, like from like a real zoomed out perspective, we're talking about January 23, right? Coming out of the bear market. Bro, you think it could come down here for Q3? Because if you think about it, right, if you go back to the 4-year cycle and you start projecting out, this would make a lot of sense. Come down to the 0.786 at about 121. You got the range demand. Nice pullback, right, from 2021. Here's your high currently. And 25 is actually before. So a little divergence in the price action in terms of coin and Bitcoin itself. But still, if you go in a bear market, like you're gonna pull back. You're gonna pull back pretty harsh. And there's, when you really like zoom out, you take the whole thing into account, like all the volume's down here. I'd be interested. I think you got the high of the range, right here. You see the rejections, 0.786 range demand, 121. Y'all know I like 121. Solana. I would probably be interested in taking a position on Coinbase at 121. Again, not saying it's going there by all means, but like I'm looking for opportunities, right? where would I be interested in buying some of these stocks or some of these cryptos, right? Like Cardano being in the 30 cent range. Yeah, like that's interesting to me. It's sure as hell better than $1, and it's sure as hell way better than $3. So, you know, if I'm sitting on 30,000 Cardano and that goes up to $1, y'all do the math. Y'all do the math. Like, I mean, I think the probability is there that we see $1 again. All right, let's look at NVIDIA real quick. Yeah, that got a nice little bounce. You can see the horizontal there. NVIDIA is still looking strong. And you got a high volume area as well. So, man, I think it's just up, up, and away. Where would we be interested, though? I don't know, man. I mean, come back and retesting the high at the range there. Let me just throw a fib on there real quick. Yeah, 0.5. Let me look at the 4 hour. Also, it came right off the 50 SMA. Because remember when I shifted it daily, it's still on 300. So I'd have to shift it back to 50. But on the 4 hour, that gives you the 50 SMA. What is... I got the orb on there. Let me go to moving average ribbon real quick. All right, so we got the 21. Let's go to the daily. All right, so that's the 200. That's down there. And you can see where that's that gap, right? Like looking at the volume, that's where it kind of starts to pick back up. You got the 200, you got the top of the range. 200 still working his way up though, man. It might be worth a stab for NVIDIA. If we were to come back down here, grab some liquidity, bounce off the 200, it may not quite hit the top of the range, but 0.382, bullish continuation. You don't have the volume here though. Yeah, just kind of trying to take a look. I mean, it's kind of a range in terms of where I'd be comfortable, but 150 to about 160. Yeah, I'd say 150 to 160, maybe 2. A little bit of a range, but I think that might not be a bad spot to pick up some NVIDIA. All right, let's see here. One Way, what up? How you doing? Appreciate you, man. Tesla, we haven't looked at that in a minute. Yeah, that's sky high. Tesla's volatile though. There'll always be opportunities with Tesla. Don't feel like you missed the boat. Because people were thinking that here, people were thinking that here. And I mean, it from 491, it went all the way down to sub 200. So, always opportunities. All right, you got the 200 SMA there. Let's see what that looks like on a fib retracement. You also got the 0.5 and you got some volume. So 350, 355. It's probably where you're more likely to see it bounce than the golden pocket. Golden pocket down here, lose a little volume, loses the 200, Gets a little weird if you lose the 200. All right, let's see here. Let's look at Sol. We'll look at Sol and then we'll get out of here. Actually, you know what? We'll look at Sol, and then I'm gonna let you guys do a request. You know what we got to do. All right, so for Solana, I've talked about this 100 times. God, all my stuff is gone. What happened? Did I like piss him off with the indicator? Like, I'm still logged in. Yeah, I'm still logged in. Dang. They didn't like my indicator. And now, magically, all my charting is gone. What the heck? It's messed up, man. All right. Let's see here. So here's our zone for Solana. Probably hard to see. I probably need to adjust that a little bit for you guys. Let me change the color real quick. Style, background. I think that's good enough. Cool. So this zone right here has been an absolute hotspot for Solana. It's bounced out of it multiple times. Right now you're starting to see CBD kind of start to work its way a little bit more horizontal. And of course you're down here retesting that area again. If that holds, if you don't see the market push back for whatever weird reason, it's probably easy peasy that you're going to work yourself back up. I'd say probably towards the top of this range at about 140. I'm not too worried about the moving averages in this case. Let's go ahead and get those off of here. Not too worried about those. 0.786. Yeah, that aligns with about 140 as well. And then you do have the volume. So you might have to front run it just a little bit. But, I mean, as long as you hold above this this area, I mean, I think it's pretty likely that you push back up to 140. But I would say this was looking ugly. This was looking ugly. That is not the look you want going down. But at least now you did get a bounce. All right, you got a bounce a little bit, and then now you're starting to see ascending level of support out of that area. So that's a good sign for now. But again, tell you, I'm a little bit more nervous about taking a position on that now. You had two opportunities here. You come knocking again. I'll give you the tree analogy. So be careful, but I'll say that, you know, I think the opportunity is there. The opportunity is there to see some movement to the upside out of this area. Just given on the historicals, right? We've seen it time and time again. But it is starting to look a little different, right? Look at how quick the buying pressure came in on these ones. Big wicks. Big wick energy. But not looking like that right now. So if it were to come down, if you get a breakout retest down below this zone, yuck. And you're probably coming down, I would say, to about $100. So I would look at that area. And then I used to have a fixed range volume profile on this one. You can turn that off. Let's do a fixed range volume profile here again. So there you go. This was one of our good calls this year, 2025, closing it out. And that was based on the POC of this range right here, as well as knowing we had a bunch of liquidity here. Because why? Bounce, 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 bounce. What happens? Liquidity, 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 liquidity. Right? So you got liquidity. Yep. Liquidity down there, all lubed up, right for the taking. POC, there was a lot that lined up right here. So what do? We're like, cool, grab the liquidity, break back above the range, retest, off and away. We made good money on that one. Whew. Yeah, and that's right around 100 too, just under 100. So yeah, that keep your eye on that, right? If we lose this range right here, this horizontal level right around like 120, and you see something that looks like this, probably won't be that dramatic. Goodness. We got value area high right there, so that would be a nice spot to see a bounce, come back up, retest the zone, boom. So you could see something like that. And if you see this retest and you see that selling pressure continue to come in, you know, CBD continues to work its way down, Bitcoin's working its way down. Obviously that's kind of the North Star right now, but if you see that, then you're likely to come down to this level, just about $100. Then we start evaluating again. Like, do we get buying pressure coming in like this right here? And you might be able to take a quick long back up to the bottom of the range. It's not going to be anything crazy, but the opportunity would be there. But I would just be careful. I'd be really careful with seeing the bounce out of that range, and taking a long up to the bottom of the range. One, I mean, yeah, you can do it. Just be careful because you don't want to round trip that one. But right now we're okay. 124 for Solana is okay. It's not as close to like a pivot like the other ones are. Oh, there we go. I was not on the 4 hour. Actually, it is. So it's looking like it. I mean, because remember we were talking about this here too. Was this flipping the 50 SMA? This was, I believe, part of the analysis for Cardano and a couple other ones. I noticed it. And I was like, man, they're all flipping. You know, from bearish to bullish on the moving average shift. Let me see if the CBD works here. Focus. There we go. Quick fix for the CBD right there, baby. Ain't nobody doing it like that. So CBD is like, it's like infinite, right? It can go continuous. So it can't just hit the top and the bottom. So I designed it so you could just focus. You just got that focus mode right there, and it'll bring it back into focus, which is dope. Smart. All right, but here nor there, going horizontal. If you see this flip white, right, you get a little breakout retest. I mean, we saw what happened last time, the last 2 times, 3 times. Let's measure that. Let's measure that. Now, this is very much cherry picking. Very much cherry picking. Let's just go to the high. That's what all the influencers do, right? That's what they all do. They just go to the high. It was a 40% move. Yeah, but did you get out at 40%? Did you even take that trade? All right, this one wouldn't work. This one probably wouldn't really work, but still 5% move. Let's take these big ones. All right, all the way up to the high. That's 62%. And then the last one, again, this is very much cherry picking. About 10%. Yeah, so I keep your eye on that. Like I said, it's going horizontal. And it's coming off a big drawdown, right? This is one that this is the one I'm really concentrating on. Is right here. Coming off the high. Huge drawdown. And then once it flipped, had a really nice move to the upside. Big drawdown. Starting to see your inklings, right? This is going horizontal. You want to see that start to go up. When I say that, I'm talking about CVD. Let me see the... I want to look at the volume. There is a distinct difference. There's a lot less volume. Definitely more volume here than there is right now. I wonder how much of that has to do with the sentiment. Sentiment is kind of dumpsy doos right now. No doubt about it. I think people are just getting beat up on the alts, man. Crazy thing is, right, think about this. If you're in Bitcoin, you wouldn't be profitable in the year. I think it's down just a small bit on the year. But, I mean, if you take it back like through the cycle, Bitcoin's up, man. Bitcoin's above its 2021 high. Most altcoins are not. And I've been talking about that quite a bit. I was like, yo, this is my issue with ETH. This is my issue with Cardano. You know, this is my issue with a lot of these altcoins, is that they have not followed the price trajectory of Bitcoin. Right? They should all be at new highs. Theoretically. Let's see here. Ondo. Are you talking about Ondo? I'll look up Ondo. I think you might be talking about Ondo, but let me see. Yeah, there ain't no Ondo. There's an Ondo. I'll look at Ondo real quick. Or are you saying undo? Maybe. All right. Let's see. Ondo looks yuck. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, Ondo doesn't look good. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, blowing through. Key level support there. You got a swing failure pattern on the daily that it's turned around and just continued down. I'll tell you what, October 10th really just pissed off the market. You're not nice little spot right here. Right here where you're at for Ondo. Like look, man, if you believe in Ondo long term, let's keep it 100. Like, there's no harm in laddering into a position here. There's no harm in that. It's completely reasonable. If you think Ondo is legit, it's sticking around, I would say go ask my man Crux. He's done a whole video on it. He believes in Ondo. He thinks it's legit. So is it going to stick around? Is it going to be part of the next cycle? I'd say likely. I would say likely. And I would not be against anywhere in this zone right here. Talking 32 to 30, where we're at right now. Starting to ladder into a position. Now I wouldn't just ape in. Because you could see some continued downside. The trajectory of it right now is just ugly. There's no doubt about that. It is ugly. It is ugly for Ondo right now. That being said, not a bad spot if you're gonna hold on to it. Like, you're looking, right? You could start here, 37, 30, and then about 20. That would be like my 3 levels that I would be looking at right now. If it goes down to 0, then that's banana land. So where you're at, and then like I said, 30 and 20. And you just ladder in, man. And you don't ape in, right? Understand that, like, hey, you're investing. This is going to be a hold. This is going to be a hold that you could see some drawdown with. But it's not. I don't know that it's something I'd be trading here in the interim. It's pretty risky. yeah, you're going horizontal. I mean, I can see that, but to just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go long right here, that'd be kind of crazy. I mean, if you want to go with a more traditional way, like you could simply, like super simply, line here, breakout, retest, and then you're looking for that move back up to that zone right there. If you're looking to trade, like, and that's super simple. But I mean, the move up, get the rejection, bottom of the range, come back, retest, and then you're looking for that buying pressure and take that thing back up. I'd say probably around like 50 cents or so. It'd be nice. It'd be a really nice trade. Don't get me wrong, but not something I'm super interested in taking right now. Just the way this looks. But again, I'm also not against, you know, investing. And if you believe in Ondo, you know, this might be a good starting point. All right, cool. Well, I think I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys tuning in for the day. Much love to everybody in the chat. And I will see you again. What's today? What is today? Tuesday? I'll see you again Thursday. All right, come on over to the Discord. Check us out there. We do go live in the Discord Monday and Wednesday, typically. Check out 2Bit if you guys want to save some money. 20% off your futures and spot trading. A lot of people are not offering the spot. They offer you the futures. They don't offer you the spot, though. And 20% is pretty darn good on your fees. So that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Hope all of you have a great day. And I will see you again Thursday. Much love to you. As always, trade safe. Be safe. I'm out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 you got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.